I'm going to show you now. The first one, this first session, what we discussed: layers, shelf, brush tool, projection tool, polygon fill, clone tool, all the things we discussed. This is a recap of first and second session. Then we will move to third session. And second one, we discussed about quick masking, working with opacity, particles, projection tool, generators, mask editors we didn't discuss much, but filters we discussed, and anchor points we discussed. And in today's session, we are going to discuss about ID mapping, how we can how we can create ID mapping for a model in Maya, and how we can bring ID mapping to Substance Painter. In Substance Painter, how we can assign texture based on the ID map. That one we are going to discuss. Then props texturing. Last class and before that also we discussed about the Substance Painter texturing on iBot. But today we are going to do some small changes in the texturing, and how we can make a perfect texture for iBot we will discuss. And props texturing for chair. One small chair model is there. So how to do very detailed texturing for chair, and how to make a dirt mapping, all these things we are going to discuss. Okay, now without delay we can start the session. And at the end of the session you can get some idea about the texturing process, like how the output will be. So the output will be like this. The first one will be like this. This is the chair model. At the end of the session you can do a perfect texturing for this chair. And see, this is a long shot, because of that you are not able to see the detailed part over here. But when you go close up in 4K resolution, you can see a lot of information in chair texturing. And next one is this one. This bot we are going to do texturing. But last couple of sessions we worked on the same bot model. But this one we are going to do a proper texturing and proper rendering also. Okay, so without delay we will start the session. First, I'm going to show you how to do ID mapping in Maya. So how to prepare the model for ID mapping. See, here we have one simple model here. Okay, there are two type of similar model over here. One is a gray model, another one is a ID map model. ID map is nothing but select the faces, okay, and assign the material. That's it. So once you assign the material, it will consider as a ID map. Okay. So select this and go to here and assign the texture. Like that we can do. At the same time, we should unwrap it properly. Without unwrapping, it's not going to work out. Okay. So here is a unwrapping mesh. So unwrap and will be fixed in the layout. Okay. The next one is unwrap model. It's a duplicate mesh, and we renamed as a gray and textured one. So these are the two models. So now we have to export it as a OBJ file. So then we can use that file into Substance Painter. So now I'm going to open this. See here, after applying this ID map, we can do the texturing like this. So how? I will show you now. So open new scene. So in this I am going to take a ID map without texture mesh first. Okay. This part. Okay. So this is the mesh without ID map gray color model. Okay. Now I am going to assign I am going to import that ID map. So how to import the ID map? You have to go to Bake Maps. Okay, in the Bake Map you can switch off all other maps except ID map. Okay, all other map you can switch off, and you can go to high definition meshes and just click on this icon to load this ID map textured model. Select this and click on open and go here, click on Bake Lambert 15SG mesh map. Just click this. Okay. Now the map is loaded, but we did one mistake. I'm going to show you what mistake we did. So when you do a ID map, you have to check this ID option. In this ID option, color source is there. So you have to click on this and it will show you color source. In this color source, you should choose material color. Without this, you bake the mesh or bake the ID, the color information it won't come. So this is very important step. Choose the material color and click on bake. Okay. Once it's done, you can just go here and choose this ID map. See here, it's coming now. So that ID map color information, it's transferred to our model. Now what we have to do, we have to apply the texture. So when we apply the texture, based on the ID map, we can apply textures. How it is possible, you can just watch now. For this, I'm going to take a procedural, or I'm going to take a material, whatever, anything you can take. Now I'm going to apply this golden aluminum texture on this model. Just drag and drop. And just press M to see the original material color. See here, it's applied throughout the model. Now I don't want to apply on throughout the model. I want to apply on the bottom portion of the model. So for that, I should choose the layer, right click, and here I should choose add mask with color selection. So this add mask with color selection will help us to pick which area you want to apply the color. Select this and you can just go here, and in this color selection you can get the option called colors and pick color. Click on this pick color button. Which color you want to apply this golden color? I want to apply on green. See here. Now other area it's clean. So other portion of this geometry I want to apply other textures. So now I'm going to assign one more texture over here, aluminum silver. Drag and drop. Now everything turns to silver. Now I'm going back to the layer, right click, add mask with color selection. Now I should pick the color and choose the red color. It's done. Correct. So now third texture I'm going to apply now. So just you can choose. Okay, I'm going to choose this one, and again right click, choose add mask with color selection, pick color, choose the blue. Right? See now you got the idea. Okay, I can. This one I want to delete because it's not that much clear. I would like to apply some texture, cloth texture. That will be easy to identify. So right click, add mask with color selection. Go to pick color, pick the blue color. See here. Now the top portion we got a cloth texture. The middle one is a silver texture. The bottom one is a golden texture. Is it clear? This is called ID mapping. Last session, you people asked about color mapping technique, so that's the reason I thought to explain. Is it clear now? So this is the way you can apply different colors based on the ID map on model. Okay, so next one, I'm going to open a chair model. Okay, so just select, just choose this chair model. Smooth model only I'm going to take now. Just click on OK. This one. So this chair model is in smooth mode. Now I should bake this first, because we are going to do a texturing process. Before starting any texturing process, we should bake the ambient, curvature, IDs, all the information on the model. So just click on Bake Mesh Map. Here I don't have any ID map, so you can just switch off it, and you can go here, increase the resolution, or you can keep it like this. Later at the time of entering, you can increase the resolution. Here, use low poly mesh as high poly mesh. So this is the same mesh I'm going to use as a high poly mesh. You just select this checker button, checker box, and you can just go down. Anti-aliasing, you want to go with the high quality, you can just go with subsampling rate 4x4. It gives you a little bit crystal clear visual in texture maps. Then go here, click on Bake. So it's started. See, because of 4x4, it's taking a little bit more time for baking, because the quality will be more at the time of baking. Okay, so we'll wait for a while, and at the same time I would like to show you some of the references for this this one we have to discuss. See, when you are going to do texturing for a wooden object, you have to check the old images, like old furniture images and all. You have to refer first how it looks like, because the life of the geometry, life of the model should reflect in the texturing process. That is the main purpose of the texturing. Because brand new texturing is just like that, drag and drop, it's done. You can get a brand new texture of chair. But creating a texture with the life, it's a big task for us. That's what industry experts also expecting from your works. So here is a small example. See, this wooden box is having some artwork, and the side of the box you can see some wear and tear, and the wooden texture is not crystal clear over here. It's very dull, and even when you are going with old furniture, definitely that furniture shouldn't have a shiny portion. So varnish coating, when the brand new furniture comes into your home, the furniture will be very shiny. Okay, that shiny and specular information you can't find out in old furnitures. So you have to make a note of that. And when you people find out some wooden pieces on the geometry, then that is different. There you can find out some specular or shiny information on the material. So the observation is very, very important when you are taking any model to do. The reference is very important. After the reference, you have to recreate this entire stuff in your model. Okay, so then next one. See here, this image also we can identify. See here, some in this top of the table, they kept some water jet or something. Because of that, the entire wooden pattern is damaged. Okay, and a lot of scratches, lot of things are happened. So you can just study about that. And here in the corner, the furniture it's peeled off, right? Due to this wear and tear, and due to usage, the corners of the edges and all, it's damaged. So you have to study about that. So when you are trying to do this texturing process on the furniture, you can implement all this small information in your texturing process. And next image, see here, in this image, this is a one damaged furniture, the paint and all, how it's peeled off. Just check it out. All these things for your reference. So without reference, don't start to texture your model. So existing textures, existing photographs, just refer to do texturing on your model. Okay. Then next one. See here, this is a before after image. So how was it in the before and how was it after? That for us, present and old. Okay. So this is the old texture how it is, and the new one how it is. Okay, so then maybe after carpenter do some repairing work of the furniture, it will look like this, like that I mentioned, simple and cheap homemade method to refinish wooden furniture. So this reference I took because I want to show you how it looks in old furniture mode. Okay. And next one, see here, this kind of scratches should be there in the wooden furniture always. When it turns to old furniture, definitely you have to place this kind of texture pattern on your geometry. Then only it looks like real. Otherwise, it will look like a new chair. That's it. Then next one, see here. This is also one nice example. See how the paint and how the wooden pieces are now peeled off from the cupboard. So you can just check it out. This is also one of the good reference for you. Then next one, see here. This is also one nice reference for us. See the table and see the corner and see this area. Okay, so many detailed information is there. So all these things we have to create in our model. So that these are the references we refer, we observe some of the important things from the photograph, and we are trying to recreate the same effect in our furniture. So without delay, we will move to substance. And now in this chair, we already updated the baking maps. Now directly we can start our texturing. So to do the texturing process, we need to apply a wooden texture. So where the wooden texture is available, so you can just go to all. Okay, here you can just type wood. So whatever the furniture, whatever the textures available in Substance Painter, starting with wood or naming convention include a name or wood, everything will display over here. So in this, you can just try some wooden furniture and check it out how it is, because this is not a very brand new wood, it's a old wood texture. You can just try to apply and check it out. So this is an old texture. Okay, so I'm not happy with this. Even you can just have a look and you can change the color of this. See here, it's looking very dull. Mostly I won't prefer this texture. I will go for another one. So this is a wood chest, just drag and drop. Oh, this is very old texture. Because this kind of thing and all, it's 1 minute work. So drag and drop the old wooden texture, and you can do some, you can create some generator and try to apply edge damage or edge wear and tear in the brushes. That's it. But the main purpose of our session is how to create a old texture from new chair. That is the challenge. Because all these textures available over here, all are old texture only. I want to take a new, brand new texture, then I want to apply some old look and feel in my texturing process. So for this, I'm going to take this wood American cherry. It includes randomness. Just drag and drop. Okay, it's looking a very shiny, brand new texture. Okay. Now you can just go here, try to increase and decrease the roughness. See here, when you increase the roughness, automatically it becomes matte finishing. So we don't want this much shiny area or shiny roughness. Make it little bit dull, not too matte. You can make it little shiny. Okay, this is okay. And now next one, what we have to do. The texture pattern is it's looking horizontal. So normally the textures comes on the furniture will be vertical, right? So here also you can just observe here. This is okay, but in the side of the furniture, it's looking different. So what we can do here, we can just rotate the texture. Just to go to properties of this texture, and rotation make it 90 degree. Okay, the texture pattern is looking nice, right? Similarly, the entire chair texture pattern is looking good. Okay, and it's fine. Now what we have to do, the brand new chair is ready with the matte finishing. Now we want to add some old look to the chair. So how to do that? So we have to identify some maps. So which map we can apply for this chair to make it look like a dirty or dust. That means that this chair lying on the godown for more than 5 years or 2 years, 3 years, then how it will look. So that kind of feel we need to generate in the chair. So to do that, we need to add a dust map or dirt map. Before that, we can increase the scale value because the pattern is looking big. We can increase the scale value. Instead of 1, we can make it 2 or 3. This is nice. We can make it 3. Okay. Then next one, what we need to do, you can go to search bar. Here I am going to search for one more option, concrete. Okay. In concrete, I have so many concrete textures. I would like to pick some specific concrete pattern for this texture. Okay. Concrete, yes. This one, this is not the right one. I need to see more again. I will try to search for the texture. I think I will keep my mouse on the texture to identify which one is the best. Okay. And, okay. Concrete. Okay, I can move to textures, material. You can just type C. Wow. And like here I can move my there is one texture because it will give exact look and feel of that concrete dirt texture. I think I can try this. Okay, so just drag and drop. Okay, and whatever the changes you did for the old one, the similar thing you can do here. Rotate this. See here, rotate. You can just check it out when you rotate how it is changing. This is okay, and scaling value you can increase. This is good, and now this entire new texture is gone. It's become an old chair. We don't want that. So what we have to do, we have to right click on this concrete layer and apply black. So it became a new chair now. Now what we have to do, we have to apply a generator because the brand new chair, it will have a sharp edges and very crystal clear corners. But when you go for golden chair, the corners, everything will show a life of the furniture. To do that, what we have to do, we have to add a generator. You can just go here and select this a generator. Where to go? Here, go to effects and add a generator. Once you add generator, you can select the generator and click on metal edge. So we can try to apply this metal edge. See here, it's looking like this. We can try to adjust the value. Okay, and I can try to invert this and just check it out. Invert is not perfect. You can just do in a normal mode. And here you can click on use triplanar. It will give little bit realistic look and feel for your texture. And the Grange amount, you can just check it out and increase the Grange amount. See here, It's increasing the trench amount over here, trench scale. So you can make a little bit more. Okay. And you want to add some height maps, height information. Yes, you can just go down and here in technical parameters, increase the height position value. See here, when I increase the height position value, it will increase the height. So don't make too much. When you increase too much height map, people can't sit on the chair, disturbance spot. So make it very mild. Okay, so it's like this. Then next one, I would like to apply texture of dust or dirt map on the chair. Okay, so for that I need to take a paint information over here. So in the effects, I should choose a paint. Go to effects, add paint. So now in this paint you can apply texture information because we are in the concrete layer. So it's easy for us to apply texture over here. See here. Now it's too high. You can go here, stroke opacity, you can reduce it. Okay, and you can try to apply. See, it's nice, right? So the old chair should be like this. Even you want to reduce this opacity a little bit more, yes, you can go ahead and try to make it very less. Okay, and try to apply. It's looking good. Yes. You can just apply here. And once you apply, later you can do small changes on the. I think what happened in this area, we don't have a edges, right? See here the edges and all, it's clean. I should check whether it's affected by this or not. Oh, it's affected. Okay, nice. Okay, now I'm trying to go to paint and try to apply this. Okay, so try to use this because the dust everywhere around the chair, it should present. Okay, so you want to apply a symmetry of texture on both legs, you can just press L. Symmetry is on, then you can get the same kind of texture on both legs. But sometimes the variation you need to show. So instead of applying one leg paint, both leg you can do randomly. Then only feel the randomness will come. The randomness feel will come when you wash your chair. So just switch off this symmetry and go here and try to change the light direction and apply the stroke. Okay. And suppose you want to remove this dirt map over here, press X and it will remove. And when you are going with this kind of plain brush, it won't create a nice look. So what we have to do, we have to go with some dirt brushes. So to do that, you can go to brush, and here we have a variety of brushes. In that you can choose a dirt one or dirt two. That will be great. See here, this is nice, no? You can see the change, right? So it will be great, right? So you can reduce the brush size because that accurate result will come. And even you can apply random texture with this. See, I'm trying to apply like this, but this stroke opacity is too high. Reduce the opacity and try to apply. And when you apply the stroke, see, the opacity is less. Now it's looking great. Okay. And in the corner, you can try to apply some here with this. So you can try to apply here. Go out and try to change the light direction and try to increase the brush size. Depend on the position or depend upon the model, you can change the brush size. Some area you want big, you can make it big or small. And because the randomness is very important over here. Now I am going to pick some dot brushes also. See here the dot brushes, it's looking nice. When you change this to, I don't want that dirt, I want to remove this, yes, you can do it. And here in this area you can apply this dirt brushes, dirt spot, okay, and you can just go ahead with this, okay, and you can introduce this, okay, so you can rotate this and just go ahead with this. And now you can change this to dots, and here you can reduce the brush size and try to apply a stroke over here, but this time I don't want the dots, I want to remove the dots. Okay, see here, like this you can do some less. See here you can do the same here to remove some dirt over here. To manage your layer, you can use different paint layer in FX. That is also possible, but I am doing in a single paint layer. In case you want to change, you can change. You see here I am trying to make some changes. At the same time, I want to apply some height map in negative direction. I will do that. 1 minute. You see here, this area, I want to apply a dirt brush. At this time, I don't want stroke opacity this much. Make it less and try to increase the brush size. Try to apply. See, this is very subtle. It's very subtle thing you are applying, because when you apply like this, you have a lot of control. Okay, so you can just do it here, and even you can go to metal, and here you can reduce this here level, curvature, weight, you can make it a little less. Okay, and try to grunge scale value, you can reduce it. Okay. And try to grunge amount also, you can make it smooth like this, because then only you can see the changes over here in the paint. See here the corner area, because now when people used to sit on the chair, normally that wear and tear happens only on the sitting area. Okay, this portion you can just make it like this. And this area, it should be clean a little bit. Okay, so like this, because people when they sit on the chair, you can see the marks like this. Very old chair, you can find out this kind of marks. So I want to give that feel to audience, so I can try to make it a little bit more detailed. And simultaneously I want to add some dots. Just go here increase the brush size. Click. And now in this layer, you don't want to see any height map. You can just go here, reduce this, just choose this height over here, and in this you can just reduce the value. See here, when you reduce the value, you have a control to switch off the height map information in only this layer. You want to increase this, you can just go ahead. See here, you can see the changes. It depends. You want to keep height map, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can keep it in the minimum level and you can go ahead. Okay. See here. You can just choose this and try to go up here to paint layer and try to apply. And use different variety of brushes to make a nice look and feel. Okay, and reduce the opacity. Okay, so we can try to apply this in this one, area. Can just go back to X mode, remove this, a lot of dots and all you can remove, and here and all you can try to reduce it little. Okay, and here it's looking very clean chair. I want to make it a little bit bold, change it and up. Okay, just apply, and after this you can apply that dot brush. Use this dot brush to add a little bit detail. See, now it's looking good. You can change some brush. Okay, and here also you can just apply. See, when you apply texture, you can try to arrange the UVs in a different location, because the UVs are in the same position. When you assign one texture over here, it applied for every UV, because I did that mistake in my file. So don't do the same mistake in your file. So keep the UVs separate. Okay, because texturing is easy now. When you make all the UVs on same position, one after another, like a layer wise, you arranged same UV. Why you need to keep it a separate UV like that? You placed all the UVs in the same position, then it will be a problem. See here, you can't do some variation over here. Be careful on that. So I'm trying to remove something. Yes. Just add some detail. And here also you can just try to move some information. See, it's looking really nice. And randomness will be created here. Yes. Okay. Some area you can do a little more, some area you can do. Okay. Just press X, add dot map, press X again to remove dot map, right? And in this area, how the texture will be in 4K. So you want to see that, you can just have a look. Just switch over to texture set settings, switch over to 4K and see the output. Okay. Right. See, it's loading now.
Suresh sir, we have 2-3 queries. So till loading,
Yes,
we can,
please.
should
Yeah. Yes.
Uh, one query is coming from Japesh Sharma.
Mhm.
He asking we can do same thing with polygon tool. This is just time consuming applying color in Maya and mask with color.
Okay, so which one he is talking about? That ID. He is
Yes.
talking about ID map, right? Yeah. See, ID map. Why we prefer sometime you are not assigning a same texture, different texture on the model, but when you try to import into Maya, because the model is a single piece. Did you observe that? The model, it's not a separate geometry, it's a single geometry. So when you have a single geometry, then the problem will be like this, because you can't you can assign the different texture in a single geometry in Maya, but when you import into Substance Painter, there you can find little difficult to identify the separate shader. So sometime it will come, sometime it won't come. So that time it's up to you. Which one you are comfortable, you can use. ID map is a one option. Suppose you don't want ID map, you want to create your own, you can go ahead. No issues. Okay. It's up to you. Which one you prefer, that is in your hand. See here. Wow. See the detail. Very nice. Correct? See this chair, somebody sat for a long time, because of that the chair also got wear and tear. Okay. Yes. Next question, Sapnilji.
So next is from Shivansh Bharadwaj.
Mm-hmm.
He asking about the fourth session.
Oh. See, third session is going on, man. We will do. Fourth session we will do.
And
Okay.
one more query he asked, square brackets for resizing the brush size. Is it for using that square bracket for brush size? He's asking.
Square bracket, yeah, that is flower bracket and square bracket. Yes, we can use to increase or decrease the size in flower bracket and square bracket button. Yes, we are using that one only. Then,
One more is there, Hiron Mandal. He asking, sir, how do I erase brush color?
see, the brush color is see, the brush color is here. See, I applied some color. I should change to 1K. Then only I can work little easily. See, I applied some stroke over here. I want to see, this one I'm adding a dirt map over here with stroke opacity little more. See, this area I want to remove this dirt map, then press X. So when I press X, you can see the changes here in the properties, paint properties. So when it turns to black, you can erase the existing texture. When I press X once again, you can add the texture. Okay. So that is the way we can add and remove the texture information. That is a shortcut. Okay. Then
One query is coming from Satyam Gupta. What is the difference between material and smart material?
see, material is a one single material. You can just have a look. This is a silver, aluminum, all are one single material. Okay, cloth also, repeated pattern, everything will be single material. But when it comes to smart, it's a combination of textures. So it may come with the dirt, it may come with the paint, all these things together it present over there in the smart material. That is the reason it's called smart material. Okay, then I think I answered this question.
We'll take another last two. How to apply logo to our model? Is there any process?
No, logo is last class itself we discussed that masking.
Maybe Geet missed previous class. So
Okay.
that's why I'm asking about that one. I put the students are asking for the previous lecturers also.
Okay.
Thank
Okay. See, there is a option.
Students, we will give you the recorded sessions also, whoever who missed that previous sessions.
Okay.
It will be possible in your OV amount. So we
Yes,
will
yes.
inform to center. So according to that, you can correct that. We will update you.
Correct. So because when uploading some issues are there, we are rectifying that. Definitely, it
Yes.
will be available soon with you.
Yeah.
Okay. See, last class itself, I showed you that how to apply a logo on the geometry. See here, you want to apply any logo over here. We can just take a alpha map instead of this alpha dirt. You can add a alpha map of this one, like something like some design for the chair. Okay, and you can apply here as a design. So how to apply this? The alpha map is available in our brush stroke. Now the settings you have to do. In this brush settings, you should reduce this jitter. All the jitter value you need to make it 0. I don't want size jitter, angle jitter, position jitter. I want to increase the spacing. Okay. So when I increase the spacing, and I should increase the stroke opacity also. Now you can increase the brush size. Okay. And you can try to apply as a design. See, you can try to rotate this. See here, it's done. Like this. Because this is a old texture, over here in this layer. That's the reason it's looking a little old. Suppose you want to apply in a different color, you should go with a different color. Suppose, for example, I want to do this texture in a different layer. You can just go here, create one more layer over here, fill layer. You can just right click. You can change the color. I want to apply a red color logo over there, design over there. You can change the layer color into red. Okay. And after that, you can just go here, add black mask. Okay. Now the alpha is available here. Just try to apply here. See. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So like this, you can load some logo or some labels, whatever you want. You can see when you do this, it's looking a little new, right? It's not looking old. Correct. So what we have to do, we have to choose some brushes to make it look like a older. So how to look like older brush? You have to go to brush and choose some brushes like very random brush strokes, like a cement or dirt, whatever. Mostly dirt will help you a lot, and you can try to apply. See, this is like paint is spreading here and there. So instead of this, you can press yes. It will reverse the texture. See here, what happened? What happened? People used to sit on the chair a very long time. Due to that, the design also erased.
Yes.
Right? So like this you can. And somebody is scribble over here in school chairs and all. The kids used to write something in the sketch pen or something. You can do that. So it will make it a lot of nice effect on the chair model. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
now I am going to do some adjustment here. So this chair area, some portion of the chair should be clean, some portion of the chair should be dirty. So I'm trying to do that with opacity, stroke opacity a little more, or you can reduce the opacity and try to remove this, and you can just press X, and opacity you can make it a little less. You see, it will be like this. Okay, some random effect over here. It will be always good. So you can do like this. So this opacity is playing major role. So keep an eye on this stroke opacity. and that will help you to achieve some realistic output. So just increase the brush size and just apply the pattern, and you can just remove this. Okay, like this you can. Okay, so now I think this detailing is enough. You can just go for one more. That is for this one. Like the corners and all, we need to damage the corner. How to do that? I'm going to show you now. So this one you can make it as a naming convention is very important. Paint the logo. You can mention it's a logo. Okay. And this is a concrete dusty, already it's there. Now I'm going to create one more fill layer. On this fill layer I'm going to assign only, I don't want any color, okay, I don't want any roughness, I don't want a metal or normal, only the height map I require. So I'm trying to reduce this height map, and I will try to apply my stroke over here. For this, I need to add one mask. Go to black mask, and I'm trying to assign some detailing over here. For this, I need some sharp brushes. See here, this kind of brushes is really helpful for you. You can just identify some damage. Okay, I'm trying to create some damage for my chair. See here, so this kind of image, and I need to add. See the old chairs and all, it should have something like this. See here, see that's why I told you, I did some mistake. Don't do the same mistake. When I apply one individual stroke over here on this chair, it applied throughout the UV, because all the UVs are in the same portion. Because of that, when I apply a stroke over here, it's reflecting on this entire portion, right? So don't do that. So just press X to remove this, and I can try to go here, and this portion also very sharp. You can try to change some brushes, okay, and increase and decrease the brush size, and make some damage over it. Okay. So I would like to show how it looks in 4K. We'll check it out once. Just to go for 4K. See here, it's looking nice. So we use different brushes. Because of that, it's looking very nice, right? And here is the pattern. See, wow. See, the chair is really old chair. Right. See, like this we can see. You don't apply any stroke. Oh, I click on it. I should go to 1K, then only you can play easily here. See, now you can do this changes, and even you can do some crack or something in the corner of the chair. See, one area it affects all this area. You can try to make it like this. You just go here and try to apply some. Okay, just reduce the brush size and try to apply this in the corner. And in this area also you can make a little damage. See here, when I apply this, it's looking like a repetition. So don't touch here. So in your file you can correct it, don't use this technique. Here I'm trying to assign this. See, especially you have to focus on the corners of the chart. Okay. So this bottom one also we can do some damage. This one we can do in a different way. Okay. See here the old haunted house chair is ready. Okay. See here this the detail and all. It's very nice. Now we can change this texture view into 4K and we can see the output of this chair in rendering. Okay, just we can just check it out here in render output. But now the render output comes on 1K, so 1K you won't get much detail. See here, it's not great, right? So what we have to do, we have to change this texture into 4K. Then you can check it out in rendering. You can see some magical effect. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do rendering. I don't want to see the background. You can just go to dome and clear color and just switch on. See here, now rendering is going on. Once it's done, then you can move and change the direction. Yeah, see here, it's very clear now. You see here all this, the edges and all, it's damaged and it's really nice output. See here, it's looking good. Even you can work a little bit more because this gamma correction we have to do, because in here we don't have a gamma correction in this in this particular rendering. Suppose you want to make it little bit dark color, then you can get this kind of output. See here in the chair how it is, it's looking like this. The similar kind of output you can get, because from substance you will get like this kind of light colors, like the chair output. But when you go for a detailed rendering and detailed color information in Photoshop, then you can get a nice output. Okay. See here, all the damage what we created here, everything is available. Okay, so everything is perfect. See here, we got the stroke. Everything is nice. Even here in this area, we applied some dirt or some logo and all. See here, it's very clear. That is the special of map, 4K map. It's very nice, correct? It's looking very realistic. Same kind of thing you can do. So now we can take a render output over here and save this image and open Photoshop and do some color correction over there and make it like real. So I'm going to wait for rendering. So rendering should go to done mode and waiting. Okay. Now go to this You can try to save render button, and here you can just desktop, you can save it, chair. Okay, just click on this save JPEG image, and this one you can try to go for Photoshop. In Photoshop, you can do the texturing for this. Okay, so you can just go here, desktop, you have a chair image, right? So where it is, the chair image is available here. So this one, I'm trying to just take down the chair image is here. This is the chair image, but we'll try to open our chair image from here. This is our model just now we completed. See here, it's looking nice. See, this is the output. Now I want to make it a little bit more realistic. To do that, go to image adjustments, levels. In the level, you can adjust this. See the brightness you can reduce, and mid tone also you can adjust. Okay, and the light colors you can increase and decrease. Okay, click on OK. Now it's looking very realistic, and you can just take it as a say JPEG image and save it. Okay, so just chair 1, save. Yes, done. Now you can just check it out here. You can just refresh this desktop and just go back and chair 1. See here, it's looking very realistic, right? Is it clear? In this, any doubt you have? Why to use Photoshop? See, basically when you are taking any render output from the software like Maya or 3ds Max, the gamma value, it won't be exactly like a real. So suppose when you render it in software and when you open as a JPEG image, in that you can see some difference compared with the output and the real. So to do the changes, better you can go with the Photoshop and adjust the brightness and contrast value levels of the bright colors and the dull colors. Then you can get some exact realistic output. That's the reason we go for Photoshop. I map in minus and plus.
Sir, one query is there. When I
Yes,
applied
please.
texture and the texture was stretching on some part, even in the UV was proper. So,
Mostly, okay. See, mostly check it out once again, and first in Maya itself, you can apply the checker pattern and black and white checker pattern and see the output. Because in that only you will come to know where the texture is stretching. Because the black and white checker is stretching, then definitely it will create a problem in substance also. So mostly the texture unwrapping is not proper. Suppose it's showing proper checker, black and white checker, definitely it will reflect the output, how the texture will come. So you can correct it over there itself. How we work on displacement map on Substance Painter. See, displacement map is nothing but a normal map. So normal map we applied, that one is called displacement map over here. We can do that posting. Apply logo on chair and color. After that, what did you do, sir? Roshni. After chair, I apply. After that logo, I make that logo is real, because that is a fresh logo on the chair. So it won't be realistic, because the chair we are doing for old look, and the paint is looking very new painting. It won't match. So for that I erased and I removed some area of the painting on the chair, it looks like real. Okay. Anand Kumar, what question you had? Maya file, yes, we can do a texture file to Maya file also. That is also possible. Because I didn't increase or I didn't take a very heavy file into Substance. That's the reason I didn't export back to Maya. Okay, even we can do that. I want to maps to Maya. Yes, we can do that. I will show you that. And take this render from Arnal. Yes, you can do render in Arnal. That is possible. Okay, texture को कैसे export करेंगे sir? We will do that. We'll do. First, you can try to do this in the session. We will show that how to do the export and how to do Arnal rendering and all. You can do that. Picture structure. Yeah. So mostly the question is how to import textures from. Yes. Okay, we made height map minus and plus value substitute, but now we can get some output height in Maya. Yes, see in height map, when you are working with height map in Maya, definitely we can use this maps, whatever the map we are using. See in Substance Painter, we can get different maps like normal map, height map, ID map, everything we will get. So based on that, we can apply on the model. You will get the exact look and feel in Maya also. So that is possible. Okay. Then, please show us what output comes from Arnal. Okay, man. See, this is a Substance only. So I can show in Arnal. In next session, I definitely will show because this one will take time. That's the reason I thought to show in next class. When I'm using Substance Painter, then it's software, it's very hang. Yes, Mukesh, maybe your system configuration, you can just check it out. Because the configuration is low, then definitely it will hang your system. Texture bump value was double in my. See, the bump value doubling because the displacement, when you apply on displacement map, the height map will be double. You have to adjust the value. There is a attribute over there. Once you adjust that, definitely it will give you nice output. What is Foundry Mari? See, Foundry Mari is one more texturing software which they are using for production houses. Even in Avatar and all little bit big budget Hollywood movies, they are using Mari. So Mari also a nice software. But for that also we need a very good RAM. Then only we can work on Mari. First session already editing is done and it's in HO, head office. So mostly by this week, not this week, next week you will get that link. Okay. See, RAM capacity is 16 GB is minimum. 32 GB is very good. So minimum requirement is 16 GB RAM and 4 GB or 2 GB graphics card is more than enough for running our Substance Painter. Yeah, this YouTube, Saurabh, YouTube I can't upload, man. Even in online university we can upload, so you can see that.
Yes, students, if we upload on YouTube, so what is the use of these sessions? We can record the sessions and we can directly upload there. So why we call you here to attend our webinars?
Yeah. See, in Git, you have more noise. Maybe because of the sample issue, you are getting that noise. You have to increase the sampling value. So when you increase the sampling value, see, even 4K, you didn't increase the sampling value initially, then it will reflect in your rendering also. So sampling is very, very important at the time of rendering. Why metal edge generator is not affecting some part. See, I adjusted the map according to my requirement. Because of that, some area it's not affected. Okay, so That's the reason some chair part you can't find out that edge wear and tear. Definitely next week all these 3 classes link will be there. Don't worry, Saurabh. So everyone are eagerly waiting for that. Definitely next week you will get that 3 links on online university. Okay, so then can we go to next model? Can we render image
Yes, sir, please.
without color? Anand, I showed you without background, man. See, this background is gray background because this is a default background which we remove that panorama image and we render the gray background. You want to change the color, you can change the color also. You want to make it a white background, yes, you can make a white background. That is possible. Okay. Yes. Then next one, I think this one we can save it and we can go ahead. Save scene as. Yes. Chair final. Can rename it as a class. Yes. Okay. Done. Next one is. See, when you are trying to save the file, now make it 1K and save it. Because 4K, then it's become a problem for you when your system configuration is less. Okay, so only for rendering you can increase to 4K. After that, immediately you can change it to 1K. Now I'm going to open iBot. Then I'm going to start this texturing process. Okay, so the model is ready. So this is a little bit fast mode because already we worked on this model for 2 sessions. So now this is like a recap of the last 2 sessions recap we are going to do on this same model. So this model we are going to apply a basic texture. So here in each layer we have a different objects. Okay. Based on that, we are going to apply texture. And already we got an idea about creating a detail for one texture. Later, we can convert that texture as a smart material and we can apply the same texture to other portion of the geometry. Because individually, when you create a texture, then it's a problem for us because it won't match exactly with all the texture. So we have to use smart material for this. It will be good. So for this, I am going to take a material like PVC. So that is the material I used to take from this shelf. Just drag and drop, and immediately what I should do, I should change the color over here. Instead of blue, I am going to choose yellow color. Okay, and mostly this yellow color is good. Whichever the color you want, you can apply. Maybe you can choose gray also. That is also possible. Light gray or light green, military green also okay. Because you are going to use this bot as a military bot, then change the color into military color. Okay, light green or dark green, whatever it is. And here this bot is not a new bot; it's a old bot. Then what we have to do? We have to reduce the roughness. Not reduce, we can increase the roughness to make it like little shiny, right? So that's it. Now I'm going to apply one more texture over here, a rusted texture, okay, and just rust pores, okay. After this, what we have to do, we have to bake this geometry. So first you can do that, otherwise the generator it won't work. So go to bake map and try to switch off this ID and try to use low polymesh as high polymesh and try to click on bake all texture sets. It's going on. So once it's done, then it will be easy for us to go for generator. It's taking time a little bit. Be patient. See, Gil, where you can increase the sampling here in the texturing itself before baking. I'll show you the settings. I did that. Suppose you didn't notice that, you can just have a look. Here in this anti-aliasing, you have to increase the subsampling rate. Now, this one you have to do. So you can go to 8 by 8 also, but it will take too much time and it will hang your system. Better 2 by 2 or 4 by 4, and that will be great. When you go with none, that sampling is none, then the quality of the texture, it won't be nice. Okay. So now the generator is, for the generator model is ready because the baking maps are with us. We can just go to effects, add a generator over here. Before that, what we have to do? We have to add a black mask because this yellow color is the main color of our iBot. Okay, so go to mask layer, choose this add generator and try to choose the generator metal edge here. Yes, it's coming. Now you can increase the wear level. Okay, and you can just increase the grunge scale or grunge amount. It's up to you. Okay. Yes. Once it's done, you're happy with this, then go ahead further. Here I want to add some logo or some skeleton sticker or painting work. We can do that. Wait for a while. I will show you. Then see, now the metal edge is ready. Now I want to add some more scratches or something. Then I should go to effects and add paint layer. So we got a paint layer and I want to apply some stroke over here to remove the paints. So you can just go here to brushes, choose some brush and try to apply. See, it's coming nice, and wherever the joints, you can try to apply the stroke over here and switch on the L. L is the symmetry. When you apply a stroke over here, it will give a exact effect on the opposite side. Otherwise, it will take too much time to do both sides also. You can try to apply here. Okay, nice. Similarly, you can go here and try to apply the stroke over here. And try to apply this area. See, wherever the joint comes, those joint areas should corroded area. So you can try to apply this because it's looking like a realistic. That's the reason I'm doing this, because symmetry is on. So one side is enough, so other side it will update automatically, right? Okay, just go ahead here and do this stuff. Okay, and yes, it's done now. Next, what we have to do, we have to just switch off this symmetry, and I would like to add some bot name on the top. So this is iBot. So I want to put that iBot name over here. For that, what I should do, I should choose some alpha image. So go to alpha, and here I can choose alpha over here. In this, I already created one alpha image, iBot. Okay, so here is iBot. So I'm going to pick that, and I'm trying to switch off this jitter, low jitter, angle jitter, position jitter, and the spacing I should increase, and I should increase the size of the brush. Okay, and I should rotate this. Okay. Yes. Okay, so just rotate a little bit, and I want to apply the stroke over here. Just click on this. Okay, so here the opacity is less, so you can increase this opacity, stroke opacity to 100%. Okay, and flow value also make it maximum. and try to apply stroke. Done. It's looking nice. See here, I'm going to change this to 4K. Just see the look of this texture. It's perfect, right? Okay, so eyebot is done. Now we can do some changes over here. Choose the brush and apply some nice stroke over here. We get this one. It should remove the texture. See here, this area it's applying a yellow color paint. So I'm trying to remove this. See. So we can just work out on this. It will take time, but it gives a very nice output. So we can spend a lot of time for this, because here I can't spend much time because you will go to sleep. So that's the reason I am trying to make it little fast. See here, you can increase the flow and everything like this. You can make it like this and try to apply like this. Should be real. Okay, so we can try to go with some other third map. Yes. Okay. Like this we can do. And reduce this brush size over here and try to give some randomness in this area. Okay, now we can go back and try to choose some different brushes to apply a stroke over here. Just increase this value. See here, like this. You can try to go ahead with this and go. I told you now that third brush is always better. Just choose the third brush in this area and try to give some nice look. Okay, so here I want to apply one big design. Okay, so for that I should go to the old layer, and in this layer I would like to apply some normal. I don't want any color or any metal. The metal you can keep it. So height also you can keep. Just go to hard surfaces. I am here to apply that bend. Okay, so just drag and drop. Okay, now you can just use this brush. You can just go ahead here and try to increase the brush over here, and you can just choose this anchor point, because we are going to use this as an anchor point. And here also we are going to use micro normal. In this you can choose anchor point layer 1, and then micro layer you can just switch on this on. Now we have to apply the stroke over here. I should choose this normal map, and I can switch off other stuff. See here, I got this normal map. I should increase the size, okay, and I can increase the strength. Just how to increase the brush. Okay, so this it's not increasing the brush size. Just increase the brush size. Okay, just increase the brush size, at the same time strength also make it odd. Now the changes already we did. Now you can see the magic here. See here, what happened? It's coming now. I should check with the value. So the anchor point we have chosen here, and this anchor point normal, micro normal we applied. So just observe here. I'm going to choose the reference channel. Instead of basic color, I should choose a normal. When I choose the normal and when I go to micro detail, I should get it now. See here, micro normal, it's on. See the difference. When I switch off, it won't. When I switch on, it's coming. So you can increase the intensity of this curve and decrease the intensity. See, it's working on 4K, that's why it's slow down. See, now it's changed to 1K. Yes. See here, now it's done. So whatever the changes you want to do, you can. Now I would like to apply a big one painting over here because this bot is dangerous, or a nuclear weapon bot, something like that you want to show. You can just go ahead here and try to create one fill layer, and this logo should have a red color, right? You can just change this warning sign, always come with red color. Okay, you can try to keep it like this and go for black mask. And after this black mask, you can try to apply a brush. So what kind of brush, alpha brush you want, you can just go to alphas. Here you can choose which is looking like a nuclear weapon or danger. There will be one skull alpha. That skull alpha will be better, or nuclear or something like that you can show. Just I'm trying to search for that logo. I'm not getting that logo. That means skull with some danger mark. It's not good. Okay, I can take some other nuclear kind of stuff. See here, this one I'm trying to use. Okay, and this time I should choose this side jitter and flow jitter, angle jitter, position jitter, everything 0. And spacing you can make it more and increase the opacity and flow, and you can just rotate this logo and increase the size. Okay, and try to apply over it. Done. And then what we have to do, we have to go back to here, and you should paint here. To change the brush size, we'll go for some other brush, some nice smooth brush. You can apply here. See, some spray painting they did, but the spray painting it's not proper. It's spray outside of this logo. You can do that. Same time, you can just press X and you can try to delete this one. See? You got it? So like this you can do. So now we created logo, and we create a bent design over here. We create a name board for this bot, and we create a crowded area for this bot side. And now we want to apply this texture for other area of this geometry. So for that, what we have to do, we have to create a folder. So select this Rust course and click on this add folder. In this folder you can create as a iBot texture. Okay, and this folder should have all this information. Okay, whatever the information we have here, everything should be inside this folder. Just press the leftmost button, just drag and drop. Okay, and do the same for other layers also. Okay, select this. Now, when you switch off the visibility over here, it's done. Okay. Now this one I'm going to convert as a smart material. So that's why someone asked, what is the material and smart material? this is a smart material, because in this smart material we applied so many textures and we created a final shader, final texture material for the geometry. So create a smart material. See, it's added over here. I bought text. It's there. Now I can just drag and drop on this geometry. I can get a nice output over here in the geometry. Select this and try to drag and drop on the frame. It's perfect. See here, now everything is done. So you want to add more detail, you can add detail over here. Even this floating gear, we need to apply texture. Yes, it's perfect. Okay. Now the screen is very important. On the screen, I would like to assign some texture. So for that, I'm trying to load some plastic. Plastic or what material we can go. Just go to material. You can choose plastic glass. Okay. So plastic glass or plastic mat. Anything you can choose. This plastic glass on this. Yes, it's done. It's very shiny, right? So on this plastic glass, I want to make this little bit blurry, because the bot is very old and rusted. The screen, it won't be shiny. So you should increase the roughness, make it little blurry. And here on the roughness, I'm going to add some more material, because still I want to make it little more dull, and I want to give the look and feel of TV screen kind of feel on the screen of this robot. So in roughness, I can add some detail. You can just go to bench and blue. It's a flat blue post. You can just type here BLB blue noise. Yeah, so this is a blue noise fast. This is the noise we are going to add on the roughness. Just drag and drop on the roughness. See here, immediately you can see the changes over here. See, just watch. If the pattern is changing, I would like to make this color a little bit dull. Okay, and here, see, the screen is looking nice. Now I want to add more detail. So for that, what we have to do, we have to add a level. So here you can just go here, click on add level. When you add level over here, you can adjust the level. See here, you can make it bright or you can make it dull, right? See, like this. It's nice. So you can increase or decrease this level to make it looking like nice. Okay. So almost we finished this texturing process. So I'm happy with this bot. You want to add more information, you can do. You want to work more thing over here, you can do. See, it's looking nice. Correct? Even this aerial antenna, you want to apply some texture. Yes, you can go to body shader material. Just expand this folder and go to paint and try to assign apply a yellow, right? So you can just do some touch up over here. It shouldn't be corroded antenna. You can just something can do. Okay. Just reduce this opacity. Okay. Is it clear? So like this we can do, and we can take a render output of this in 4K. Now change this resolution to 4K, and it will take time. Oh, it's taking time. Okay, so now it's done. Okay, change this to 4K. So all the layers I'm trying to make it 4K. Then only we can see a nice output. So it's happening. See, it's loading now. It's taking time. See, this is 16 GB RAM system, 8 GB graphics card. So in the system itself, it's taking time. Then think about it. It's a heavy one. Okay, so 4K is done. For this, 4K is done. This one, I think I should change to 4K. Even you can put some dirt map over here on this screen. If you want, you can add. Because I don't want to add here, that's the reason I kept like this. Suppose you want to add some crack or last class we did, no, the particle stuff you want to add here, you can do, no problem. You see, I added much more detail with 4K resolution texture. Just watch. Now in rendering you can see some nice quality output. Okay, so now it's done. You can just go for rendering. See the output quality, it will be better. See, smart material, it won't apply on logo. See here, I want to hide this dome, clear color. So you can just go for, where is the dome? Subsurface, displacement.
Some bigger questions coming.
Yeah. We will check it out. And the setting.
One question is from Arpita Nath.
Okay. 1 minute.
Yes.
Yes.
Once we finish this.
See here, this output is very good, and even the texture, everything is looking a little realistic. See here, this vent hole and all, it's looking nice. Correct? And even you can go here and go back and see that painting, how paint stroke comes on the screen. Just watch it here. Okay. So I think you people got an idea about substance now. You can do a very nice texturing for your assets. I think so. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You can carry on with the questions now. Okay. See, Git will normal and anchor point once more. Oh my god. Wait, I will share the video. You can just have a look. Because normal, when we go with the normal, we have to create a layer. In that layer, you have to remove all other maps. Only normal you have to keep and add a normal map onto that and just apply a stroke. Okay, then you have to choose an anchor point. It's a process. It will take time. Okay, baking is necessary for texturing. Yes, Satyam, baking is very, very important because otherwise you can't use generator. So without generator, you won't get output. Okay. Alpha image import kaise karenge sir? See, alpha image you can just create in Photoshop and you can import into Substance Painter. That is possible. How to create alpha maps in Photoshop? Just type in YouTube and just check it out. There is a very nice video. You can just have a look because that is easy process. Because we have a RGB in that you can pick a magic wand tool and pick only that logo, and remaining portion you can make it as a masking. Then only that portion will come as a alpha. Then we can utilize that alpha image for our texturing process. Ali, you can do that. I think so.
One more is there from Snehal Deshmukh. How to apply texturing using ambient occlusion map?
Ambient occlusion map. See, don't worry about ambient occlusion map. It automatically takes care of that. That is the reason I told you to use baking. When you bake the information, automatically it will take a age, distance, position, a normal, every map it will take automatically, and it will create a texturing for you. So don't worry about EO. Use baking. That is more than enough.
One question is from Arpita Nath. So she asking, my question is, in this iBot model there is a different layer for the glass screen part and add opacity channel, but in my TV 3D model there is only one texture set and I have to texture the plastic and screen glass part. Then how should I do this texture?
See, that's what I showed you here. See, when you use this, you can get a realistic screen. See here, it's looking very crystal clear screen. It's looking like a original TV screen, right? Arpita, you got it? See, this process already I showed you. You have to apply a noise texture on the roughness of the texture. Okay, so color you can adjust little bit dull. Instead of blue, you can make it little bit dark color and apply roughness over there. Automatically, you can get a nice output. Later, you have to adjust the level in the layer. Okay, then your output will be awesome. See here. Is it clear, Arpita?
Yeah, now mostly clear.
So
Yes,
this is easy. You can follow it. This is the easiest way. How to give emission texture. Emission texture, I didn't understand, Sally. What is emission texture? Emission, okay. So you are talking about this one, maybe the back portion of this. Swapnil, just check this texture. So he is asking about that.
Emission texture.
Emission node.
Node.
So glowing texture.
Glowing texture.
Okay. See, glowing. That's what that one we didn't discuss. We will discuss later. Because in post only we can do all these things. Because see, emission is an extra. Okay, that is extra fitting. So we have option here in this one also. In substance also we have that. But you people are keen about that. We'll discuss that. Okay. So that means whenever you are doing that emission here in substance meter also, they won't consider. Because whatever the render output you are taking from substance painter, it's a direct render output. Because this output we are not going to utilize for a Maya production house. So in Arnold we have to do rendering. Okay. So then only it will be perfect. Okay. So we will discuss that. Arpita Nath, yes. Okay. When the input model there is only one texture set. How to apply different material, different parts. See, you can, in Maya itself, you can apply different material for different portion of the geometry. Then definitely it will reflect like this. In my scene, see here, Lambert 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that it will come. So later you can rename this. Suppose this is a body, iBot body, you can double click and rename it as a iBot body. Okay, like this you can rename it. Okay, so I think all of you understand about the Substance Painter in the last last two session and this session. I hope you got some nice idea. So definitely I am expecting some more output, some realistic output from you in upcoming days. So next session will be on low poly modeling. Then after that, there is a session called Substance Painter texturing for character. Okay, so these are the session. It's signed up for May. So you people can go through this and try to do texturing for your character model. Not character. You can do a props texturing before that and keep some good quality works. Then we'll check it out. Okay. And any feedback from you, sir? Who did you added our own smart material, same as you did right now? Gopal, I didn't get you. Who did you added our own smart material, same as you did right now? हिंदी में पूछो, मैं बताऊंगा. हिंदी में टाइप करो. Thanks for this webinar. Thanks Yogesh. Yes, sir. Wait for next classes. Thank you. What about PBR workflow in Substance? See, whatever we are doing, that is the PBR workflow only, man. So whatever the shaders we are using, it comes with PBR only. Physically based rendering. Okay, so don't confuse with that. All the materials what we are using, physically based rendering only. How? So that means we have to create a smart material, Gopal. That's it. What will be the next topic for the next class? Saurabh next class will be on low poly modeling, character modeling. After that, we will have a texturing in Substance Painter. The same character we are going to take it into Substance Painter and we will do the texturing process. Thanks, Saurabh. Superb teaching method. Okay. So you people can give your feedback. Swapnilji, you can share that link. I gave different Lambert material for different parts.
Yes, in chat box I have been given that link feedback. Okay. So please check your chat box. So you got one link. So click on that link and you give your feedback about today's session.
Yeah. So you can give your valuable feedback in that sheet, man. Like different Lambert. No, it will come, man. What is the model you used, Vijay Madhavan? What kind of model you use? It's different parts, different pieces. You are applying a different material, or it's a single geometry. That is very important. Thank you so much, sir, for the info. Thank you, Sandeep. Can I get the class recording, please, today? Saurav will share you, man. I aware of you people are very keen to learn about new things. Definitely within Wednesday or Thursday it will be on cloud or on Wobi. Definitely you can check it out. Presentation is awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get the class? Anand, sir, when will you take class for exporting? See, next class is low poly model, but in that session only I will show how to export the texture. Whatever the class content we did now for today, like a robo, iBot and the chair texture, I will try to show that in at least 15-20 minutes. I will show that exporting option and basic texture lighting also in Maya. Thank you, sir. Very useful. Thank you. Which render you use the most? Arnold is best now. Normal maps. What is the blue color? Indicating that height information. That means direction. That it's based on normal direction only. The normal map apply the detail over there. That's the reason it's coming blue. Anand Kumar, so when will you take class for export? The next class we will do. Please, if possible, I can get a record of this class. Saurav is there, man. Don't worry. Definitely you will get next week. Surely you will get that. Within Corona render. Yeah, Yogesh. Superb. The next Saturday is webinar. What man? Every Saturday you need webinar, Yuvraj. we will share the detail with you. Next webinar is Maya tips and tricks, man. You can just check it out. That the detail I shared, all the areas shared with all the centers, center academy head. Check it out with your center academy head. Single geometry. Vijay, single geometry, that's the reason it's coming like that. When you have a different geometry, different shader, definitely it will come. Suppose you are using a single geometry, use that ID. So whatever the method I showed you today, that ID process, ID method, it will help you to apply a different texture. You can just try that. Thank you, sir. This session was really helpful. I will try to. See, this is very important. Whatever the thing we are discussing, it's not for only today's session. You have to use this session for your show reel, demo reel preparation also. Okay, so do that. When will you take class? Anand, I am repeatedly telling my next class we will do. Then height map in Maya. See, Maya height mapping, we will do it. Don't worry. You can share your own work to me. Yes, Corona render engine, sir. I want to share. Yeah, Riyazuddin, you can share your work to this ID. This ID, you can share your work. I can check it out. Don't share as a file, Substance file or Maya file. Share the render image. That is easy for me.